And I'm the Mad Trucker, and live is welcome to all who want to have conversations. This is not a place for argument, debates, or wars. It's a place for conversations and conversations. Never mind what your Merriam-Webster says. The definition will stand on this live that a conversation is honest, truthful questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. Because the ones at the top and running stuff, they don't want us to have conversations. They want us to have arguments, debates, and wars. And those three things are synonymous because they cause problems. They don't solve problems. And today's topic is Tyreek Hill. If nobody comes into the live, I'll just be talking to myself, and I'm fine with that. But there are some people, a lot of people, who feel like those cops were justified doing what they did, or they want to use percentages. Oh, Tyreek was wrong to this percent and the cops were wrong to that percent. Well, the problem with that logic is that wrong is wrong. Evil is evil. It doesn't come in percentages. So I'm going to let you know my position on the whole thing is a truthful one. Truthfully speaking, Tyreek should have got a speeding ticket. And those cops should have got fired. Full stop. If Tyreek was speeding, if he was speeding. And that's yet to be seen by anybody because the only word that you all have to go on is the cops, police. And you think that police tell the truth all the time. And that's a flawed logic. That's a slave mentality, regardless of your skin tone. That's what that is. Oh, you better not say, I know my rights to no police. Are you serious? I got on my Dolphins shirt today. So that's the topic. If anybody wants to contribute in the comment section, the comment section is reserved for people who want to participate in the live. It doesn't cost you anything to listen. It doesn't cost you anything to watch. I don't do YouTube for money. I don't do YouTube for likes. I don't do YouTube for anything other than the statement that's on my channel. And usually I go on at 2 o'clock. That's 1400 hours Central Standard Time to address anybody that has an issue with my content. But it seems like people love to run, and it strengthens my faith, which is why I like doing these lives. It strengthens my faith because there's a passage in the Bible that says the wicked flee where the righteous stand. And I'm just trying to be that righteous. And I know if I am in any degree, it's like filthy rags. But just because the rags are filthy don't mean there ain't no righteousness in it. And I really would like to to know, why is it that people claim to subscribe to this mentality that whenever a police officer operates outside of their jurisdiction, outside of their capacity, that we must overlook that. And whoever they were making victim of, because that's what they do, they go around making victims. Whoever they made victim of automatically deserved it in some degree to some percentage, when that's not how justice works. And that's the second definition for this live. Hello, how are you doing today, John? Thank you for joining the live, man. Appreciate you, John. Thank you, man. And I hope you have a wonderful day too. May the Most High bless. Thank you for joining. But that's the topic for today. And likes are appreciated, but they never required. Follows are appreciated, they're never required. If you share the videos, they are greatly appreciated, but it's not required. The only thing that's required is for the person who wants to participate in this live to go and read my channel statement. It should answer all and any personal questions you have about the Mad Trucker. And if it's something that you're interested in, come back, greet everyone just like John did in a civilized manner, and we can have an open dialogue if you have an issue, or if my content rubbed you the wrong way, or if you felt like I was coming at you the wrong way, and we can have a conversation. Because conversations solve problems. Arguments don't solve problems. Debates don't solve problems. Wars don't solve problems. You want to know why? If you have an argument with somebody, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. If you have a debate with somebody, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. If you go to war with somebody, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. If you have a conversation with somebody, both sides win. If it's an honest, truthful conversation based upon the preponderance of the evidence and the facts concerning the topic. It's logical. That's not only common sense, that's kingdom sense. And I just highly encourage people to free themselves from well-dressed lies. Because if you read my channel description, that's what it's for. If you want to free yourself from these well-dressed lies we've been programmed to believe are truths, then hey, check out some of my content and research some of the things that I'm talking about. Don't believe things just because I said something. I made a video about it, so it got to be true. No. If you hear something, you see some of my video content, research it. Research means you get more than one source about the topic, and you compile all your data, and then you sift through it, and the truth is there. Which strengthens my faith too, because it says, seek and ye shall find. It seems like people just don't want to find the truth. They don't like the truth. They don't want the truth because they're comfortable in the well-dressed lie. See, the butt-naked truth is never comfortable. You know, there's some truths that you can't get around. As a matter of fact, so nobody thinks I'm attacking them, I'll use myself as an example. The mad trucker is not perfect. The mad trucker can't walk on water. The mad trucker can't pour water in this cup, put his finger in it, and change it into Morgan Dave. Mad trucker can't do that. The mad trucker is fallible. The mad trucker don't know it all. You know, mad trucker don't know it all. And I can say the same thing about everybody in this live. Because I guarantee you, if I knew it all, I wouldn't be on this planet. If you knew it all, you wouldn't be on this planet. If you knew it all, you changed the way the world is running. If you're a moral, civilized, decent human being who isn't scared to speak truth to power. I subscribe to what Malcolm said. Malcolm, in an interview, once told an interview, he said, man, I live like a man who died 20 years ago. People don't know what he meant by that. I do. I'm starting to adapt that philosophy because I really just don't care if people's feelings get hurt over facts that they cannot change. If you've ever gone to what they call it, for Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step program, they teach you that prayer of serenity, don't they? They tell you that they say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I say it a little different. I ask the Most High to grant me the wisdom to know the difference. You know, and then I ask for serenity to accept the things I cannot change, encourage to change the things that I can. Because there are some things you cannot change. I cannot change you. You cannot change me. But we can have a conversation and come to a level playing field. To whereas you might not bump it, but you'll respect it. Like Pac said, you don't have to bump this, but please respect it. Because what I'm doing ain't disrespecting nobody other than folks that want to hold on to well-dressed lies. Lies don't get any respect on my channel. It's as simple as that. If you want to gaslight around a topic, if you want to gaslight around a subject, you want to divert to talk about something else that's not related to the questions that are asked about something, then that exposes you. And what I'm saying, you're uncomfortable to come out of a well-dressed lie. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill. The cop, and the video footage is out there, the police officer that made the initial stop was disrespectful, was rude, didn't talk to the man like a human being. and then started barking orders at him, like he claimed Tyreek Hill on his taxes, and he was his dependent when he wasn't. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth too. I'm a half a century old, and I can count on one hand, the police officers that actually, if I got stopped for speeding, talk to me in a respectful manner. That's my personal experience. Your personal experience might be different, and that's okay. But that doesn't take away from that fact. The majority of police, I've called police for situations and stuff, and they turn a blind eye. Oh, it's a civil matter. They'll leave. Just story time to reiterate that point. My mom owns a rental property. This happened some years ago, and the people hadn't paid rent for 2 months, and they took it upon themselves to cut a lock off the storage unit this underneath the house. This is really an apartment that I use as an office. They cut the lock, went in, stole everything out. Called the police after getting an order from a judge evicting them. And the man pulled a gun on me. Told me I ain't had no right to be there. But he hadn't paid rent in 2 months. And I wasn't even coming for the rent. I came to go into my office, see about my property. He came down and pointed a gun in my face. I told him, I said, motherfucker, shoot me. So you know who the fuck I am. And Pastor, if you watching, forgive my language. His wife come down and, oh, don't do it, baby. I'm standing looking at him. He goes back upstairs. I go in and find out my stuff gone. I get on the horn with the police. Tell them, yeah, I got the eviction order right here. These people are supposed to be gone today. They were supposed to be gone Friday. Today is Saturday. They hadn't moved anything out. Can you send a unit here? Furthermore, this person hasn't paid rent and they have to be evicted. And I'd love to hear your joke if you greet everybody in the room in a civilized fashion. And I see right now that's not what you want to do. You can scroll on. Because the only thing you can do is type in the comment section insults and diversions and expose your smooth brain. Because I guarantee you, you wouldn't say that to my face, which makes you a coward, a keyboard thug. Yeah. God don't press me. You got to do better than that. And when the police came, he's tearing down blinds in the house. I'm showing him the eviction order. Oh, well, sir, you have to give him 30 minutes to get out of the house. I said, in 30 minutes, this person is going to tear up my house. This person is going to tear up this house. And there were 5 cops that stood outside. And they were more concerned about me going in and stopping this person from vandalizing the property than going and telling the people, look, y'all can't do this. So that's an example. And Tremotin, there are rules to the live. I appreciate you participating. And if I'm so weird, nobody's putting a gun to your head and making you watch. Furthermore, if you cannot follow a similar format that says you have to greet everyone, and right now there are 15 people in this room that you're overlooking to troll. And that's weird. That you would stop on my live, hear something that triggers you, and then proceed to run your phalanges in the comment section and not even say hello. Have the day you deserve. So that's what it's about. This live is about Tyreek Hill and how people circle jerk cops. And as far as having a joke, you are the joke. That's the joke. To Tremonin, whatever his name is. Have the day you deserve. One day you'll put that high-speed buffer and turtle wax down, stop buffing all the wrinkles and lumps and creases out of your gray matter. Screw that plate back in your head. Develop some back. Because it's simple. The live is welcome to everybody. No matter who you are, no matter what your sexual orientation is, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your color is. The only thing that's required in this live is you read the channel statement. And if it's something that you're interested in, you can come back, and if you want to participate in this comment section, greet everybody in the room in a civilized fashion. If you cannot do that, if that's beyond your mental capabilities, if that is not your custom, is not your culture, if it's not something that you're interested in, nobody's holding a gun to your head because it's free to watch. However, if you want to participate in the comment section, that's required. Good morning. Thank you, Jamie. And I hope that you're having a blessed day. And today's topic is Tyre Nichols. If you haven't, I just encourage you to read the channel statement. But any questions, comments, or concerns about the topic, you're more than welcome, Jamie, to put it in the comment section. We can have some dialogue, a little bit of conversation this morning about the whole Tyreek Hill thing and police misconduct. Because at the end of the day, that's really what this topic is. It's really what this live is about, police misconduct. The history. If history triggers you, if facts trigger you, this is not the live for you. If me saying that, and this is just an example of what I mean. This is any topic on my channel. If I say the Civil War was fought over slavery, if I say the Civil War was fought over slavery, if that triggers you, this isn't a lie for you. This isn't a lie for you. And I respectfully and kindly ask you to scroll on. Yeah, but I wish people knew how to love, because they've changed the definition of words, Jamie. Oh, it's Jaime. Forgive me for mispronouncing your name. I should have known that. Yeah, love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not self-serving. Love is not boastful. Love is in action. Love is in action. Hate is inaction. There are a lot of people that hate. Oh, that's cool. If you're familiar with Belize, that's where my people are from. That's further south of Mexico. Jaime. And I do appreciate you contributing to the dialogue about the topic. But love. People love their job. They love their car. They love their clothes. Right? But these are things that will never love you back. And when people talk about love nowadays, that's where their mind goes. That's where their mind goes. I love my car. I love these rims. I love my big house. I love my job. You love things that don't love you back. We're all conditioned to do this. It's not no shot, but that's the reason why a lot of people side with the police. They got fired in that Tyreek Hill incident because the initial officer that made the stop asked him for his license and registration. He rolled his window down, gave him his license and registration. As soon as the cop turned his back to walk to his little bike or whatever to go run his stuff, he let his window up, and then the cop got in his ego. Oh, you roll your window down. Roll it down. It's officer safety. No, y'all a bunch of bitches. You scared of somebody in a McLaren. I don't know if you're familiar with the McLaren, that automobile, but you can't really see out the back window. They really don't have a back window. So if somebody, walks up to you and you're in a McLaren, where the doors close, they don't close like a regular car. They open up, it's sort of like in a butterfly action, right? But when you close that door, you can't tell if somebody has their seatbelt on or not. And then you add that with the tint in the windows. And I appreciate the sub there, Jaime, man. I hope that, if any of my content rub you the wrong way, just come back and we can have a conversation about it, because you might know some things that I don't and vice versa. And I might see it in a different light and make me take down a video you might have a problem with. It's on my channel. I have over 1,000 videos and no one's taken me up on that yet. To this day, I've been on YouTube for a while, and no other nobody else on YouTube that creates content opens themselves up to address their trolls in a civilized manner. Based upon the preponderance of the evidence and the facts concerning any topic that I address on my channel. Because I don't do it for money. I don't do it for likes. They are appreciated. They are greatly appreciated, right? But they're never required. Only thing that's required is just be a moral, civil human being that's open to a conversation about a topic. And that's what they don't want us to do. They don't want the majority of people. I don't care what your color is, what your sexual orientation is, what your religion is, where you live on this planet. They don't want us having conversations about problems that affect all of us. Because if we did that, we stop the ones at the top. But you know what grips everyone? Me included, because I'm not exempt. Fear. Fear in numbers. There's always strength in numbers. There's always strength in numbers. And it's just saddening to me that people, they rather hold up for the ill behavior of people than that victimize people than, having any empathy for the people they victimize. That I never understood that. I still don't understand it. I'll never understand that. You're supposed to be so good, and you go to church every Sunday, and you put your money in the plate, and oh, how Jesus loves us all and the little children, and you put on a badge and a gun, and you go out and talk to somebody like they're your child. And because they know that you don't have certain jurisdiction, and they bring it to your attention, all that Jesus go out the window. You got to crack some skulls. Oh, it's about officer safety. It ain't about officer safety. It's about egos, unchecked egos. Most of these police officers and sheriffs and stuff, they're just egos with a badge on because they got on a uniform. The law is what they say it is. Never mind the law that's written down and the codes that are written down that they're supposed to uphold. That badge. Could you give me your badge could you give me your badge number and your name, officer? It's right here. Man, look at here. If I had 10 cents for every time I asked a police officer in a respectful tone, excuse me, officer, can I have your name and badge number? It's right here. And it come out just like that. No, it's right here. No, it don't come out like that. It's right here. They're walking egos. And don't give me this thing, all cops aren't bad. You know what? All cops are bad. I used to think, and I used to subscribe to this mentality that, okay, yeah, all of them can't be bad. But I had to use some common sense. This is what I mean. Okay, you got two parents. You got a mom and a dad, right? You got a mom and a dad. Mama abuses you. She beats you. She abuses you, right? And then after she finishes abusing you, here come your pops. Oh, it's going to be all right. Next time, don't do that. I mean, do horrible things to you. And here comes your other parent. Oh, it's okay. Next time, just be careful. Don't do that. That means both of them are guilty of abusing you because your parent didn't speak out against the other one for the abuse they inflicted on you. Same thing with the police officers. If all cops aren't bad, where are the good cops? Where are the good ones? You know what? That's a rhetorical question. I know about one good cop that's on YouTube. I cannot call this detective's name. I cannot recall, but he points out police brutality and how they go outside of protocol. And he is a police officer. He talks about this subject just like I'm talking about it. If you don't have probable cause or reasonable articulable suspicion, you don't have a right to pull me over whether you got a badge on or not. Matter of fact, you better have a badge on, because if you ain't got a badge on trying to stop me, it might be the last person. I might be the last person you try to stop. And I'm not saying I'm big and bad, but I guarantee you, hey, look, I got the right. If I can wear some army BDUs and go fight for what they call freedom, what make you think I ain't gonna fight for mine over here? Why y'all so sissified that y'all excusing these people that break constitutional oaths? That's what these police officers did to Tyreek Hill. They broke their constitutional oath. State and federal constitution. They don't give a damn. Because they got carte blanche to do whatever they want. Nobody wants to address it truthfully. They're too scared. So what they end up doing is, oh, well, you know, Tyree was 25% wrong and the cops were 75% wrong. That's bullshit. Excuse me, Pastor. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. Either they followed the protocol or they didn't. And like I told you, before anybody asked, I told you my whole stance on the whole Tyreek Hill thing is that, yeah, Tyree should have got a speeding ticket. And all the cops that pulled him out of his car and abused him, yeah, they need to go to jail. Hold everybody accountable for their actions. Matter of fact, I really can't say that he deserves a speeding ticket because the only word that anybody has to go on is the police officer that brutalized him. And if he really had grounds for speeding, he didn't have to take it to that extreme. Tyreek Hill handed that officer his license and registration. After the officer turned his back to walk to his cruiser, he let his window up. And it triggered that police officer. Let your window down. Matter of fact, get out of the car. Well, no, hold up. He let his window up because he has every right to do that. If he wanted to, you know, let's talk about law for a second. And I don't want to steer anybody wrong. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but you are only obligated to give a police officer this much room in your window. You do not have to roll your window all the way down. And I'm going to tell you what rolling your window all the way down is. It's called implied consent to search. That's why cops love to tell you, roll your window all the way down. I can't hear you. They're liars. They can hear you. They want your consent to search. Stop you for not wearing a seatbelt. Roll your window all the way down, sir or ma'am, or whatever pronoun you go by. And the cop can stick his little piggy nose and say, I smell alcohol. I smell marijuana. Now you got to step out. The Supreme Court ruled on that, by the way. You're only obligated to give a police officer enough room in your window to hand them paperwork and receive paperwork because they enforce contract policy, not law. And if that triggers you, just research what I said and 2 o'clock today, come back and give me your reference and prove to me that I'm wrong. Let's have a conversation about it. And that's not arguing the point. That's clarifying something. Because when the waters are muddy, you can't see through them. And they've muddied the waters. They muddied the waters with the educational system in America. I'm going to speak for America because that's where I live. In the United States of America, because Mexico is America too. For all y'all don't know how to read a map, they don't know that America is a continent. The United States of America is different than saying America. There's no American flag. The Mexican flag is an American flag because Mexico is on the continent of America. The Colombian flag is an American flag because it's on the continent of America. I wish people would start to teach the children the truth instead of these half-truths and whole lies, because they grow up to be indifferent when it comes to injustice. And that's where the world is now. That's the generation we living in now. They indifferent. They don't care. I got to get mine. And I'm going to step on any and everybody I can to do so. From business to street gangs to police. You're indifferent. You will go out and do something to somebody you wouldn't want done to you. You would empathize with somebody that makes victim of somebody instead of the victim, especially if that victim hadn't done anything wrong or anything to deserve such treatment. That's a real crap thing to do. You have to be a real demented person in the mind. And the educational system is designed to drive everyone crazy. There was a question on YouTube before I went live that asked about when they freed slavery. Welcome back, Oren. And And please don't just address me, address everyone in the room. And then I'll go ahead and address you. But if you can't address me and everyone in the room, and I'm not the only person here. If I was the only person here, I would accept that. But we have 6 other people besides myself you haven't greeted yet. Just simply say hi, everyone, and then you can go ahead and type whatever you want to type. And today's topic is Tyreek Hill. And what they did to that, Miami Dolphins football player, and how it's not about percentages of right or percentages of wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But I would like to say welcome back. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it just, at the end of the day, do what you want to do. It's a Luciferian concept. Do what thou wilt. Don't matter who you unalive, maim, injure, hurt, destroy in the process. Just do whatever you want. You know what that means? That means you have no standards. That means that you're a hypocrite if you go into a church and say you're a Christian. Yeah. Like everybody that calls themselves conservative Christians. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, guess what? Me too. But if you're not gonna, Budview was Budview 6. If you would greet everyone in the room in a civilized manner, I will address your comment. But if you can't do that, I kindly ask to stay out of the comment section. The only requirement is that you read my channel description, and I'm not putting you out of the live. Budview 6, I'm not putting you out of the live. I'm just telling you what this live is for and how this, in the format of this live. Okay, all you have to do is go to my channel, read my channel description. If it's something that you're interested in, come back and greet everyone in the room, not just me. That's where Oren is falling short right now. He just greeted me. Greet everyone in the room. Just, hey, you could have left the bro off the end of it. And then you can proceed to make your comment, question, voice your concern. But it starts with that. If it doesn't start with that, I'm not going to address it. However right or however wrong what you typed is. And I want to say thank you for joining. As well as Oren. If he believes me or not, I appreciate you coming back. Hopefully you learned some things from that last live. Hopefully you researched some of those things that I was talking about for yourself, not just to prove somebody wrong. That's why this channel is the way that it is. This channel is not for me. This channel is for whoever watches and want to free themselves from well-dressed lies. And they're thinking of new lies. Tell your children. And then you grow up and wonder why these kids don't want to have nothing to do with you. Because you lied to them your whole life. You didn't give them the truth. You didn't start them out on the right foot. And that transcends culture, Truth transcends culture, the truth. I'm not talking about your truth or my truth. I'm talking about the truth. It transcends culture, it transcends orientation, transcends all of that. Transcends all of that. No exceptions. No exceptions to that rule. So with that being said, I'm 30 minutes in. If anybody has thoughts on the Tyreek Hill situation, or Oren, I see that you come back. If there's a topic that you would like to talk about, you'd like to discuss, just greet everybody in the room and then put it in the comment section. And I don't have all the answers, but if I have an answer, I'll give you one. A truthful one, an honest one, not based on my ego. And it doesn't matter, a lot of people that come at me, there's only 2 people in your life. Nobody's watching you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If nobody watches, at the end of the day, my peace comes from knowing that what I'm saying is truthful. There's no deception in it. If there is deception in it, I'm man enough to say, you know what? I did say that. And now that you showed me that that's not right, you know what, bro? I'm wrong. I'm going to recant on that, so that I can be a better human being. See, we have to come out of these egos, man. That's what a troll is. A troll's nature is their ego. They have an ego. Just like those cops. They did what they did to Tyreek. They couldn't let go of their ego. You're gonna do what I say. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of what's the name of that movie? It's a movie. It's a comedy movie. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, where they have a little church scene and the pastors like, don't ask no questions. No, I ain't running like that, man. If you deny the truth, you deny the one you call Christ. At the end of the day, if you want to say that the Dixie flag is heritage and not hate, you're denying Christ, because it's a half a truth, because your heritage is what you inherit. And what they inherited with that Dixie flag was the sweat, the blood, and the tears of all the copper-colored people they enslaved. There's nothing religious, there's nothing Christian about that. Unless you just want to live that well-dressed lie. If you want to say that your sex is whatever you feel, and if you're a boy, you can be a girl. If you're a girl, you can be a boy. That's a half truth and a whole lie. You can't change your chromosomes. A man's anatomy is not made to carry life. It takes a man and a woman, regardless if it's a trans man and a trans woman that lay down and have a baby. It has to be a natural born man, a natural born woman. That's the truth. And if it triggers you, then the problem is with you, because you can research that for yourself. Outside of all these lies they want to tell people, I tell my kids the truth. No cap. I tell them, your sex is what you feel. Now take your hand, put it between your legs. If you feel that back and those two little hickory nuts, you're a boy. No matter what you do with that thing, when you become a man and you go to the surgeon, you're still a boy, still a male. You take your hand, you put it between there, you feel the slit with a little bean at the top, you're a girl. No matter what you do with that thing when you grow up. That's the truth. If that triggers you, it's not me. But you know what? People will actively shut me down. I'm a witness to that. People will shut me down for saying these things. And that strengthens my faith. Because it said in these last days it's going to be like that. They're going to persecute you, mock you, jail you for his name's sake. I'm just saying. And shalom. I appreciate you. Put my glasses on so I can read it. Daniel, shalom, man. And shalom, Gnarly Brown, man. Welcome, man. I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, bro, man. Shalom, man. I know who you are. I know who you are, fam, man. Shalom. Thanks for joining the early morning live. I had to get away from TikTok because, you know, they don't, you know how TikTok do, fam. You know how TikTok do. We talking about the whole Tyreek Hill thing. And I'm going ahead and show that comment. Daniel asked a question because you greeted everyone in a civilized fashion, and that's the only thing you have to do is just say hello to the room. I'll answer your question, Daniel. And I'm not coming at you. Please don't take this as an attack. It's not an attack. It's just how the live is formatted. You have to read my channel description. If it's something you're interested in, come back and greet everybody in the room with bare minimum 2 letters, H and I, and I'm going to go ahead and answer that question that you asked me that people cannot see in the comment section. And I appreciate you joining today, Daniel. And I hope you have a blessed day, regardless if you decide to do that or not. But today's topic is Tyreek Hill and police misconduct. Yeah, how people take up for, oh yeah, shalom, man. But you know how we go. And I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you, man, for coming and and thank you for tuning in, man. And like I said, likes are appreciated but never required. Follows are appreciated but never required. Shares are appreciated but never required. The only things required is that you research the information that I'm putting out there for yourself. I don't do YouTube for money. You know, I just want people to start to wake up to what's going on around them. Because when I say all, and that's why I put it in all capital letters, all does mean everybody. Yeah. That which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. And we are all spirits in flesh, aren't we? What kind of spirit are you? What kind of spirit are you going to sup with? These are questions that you have to ask yourself as a human being. You know, it's easy to live a well-dressed life. It's hard to live the butt naked truth. So you speak the butt naked truth, you're making yourself a target. It's a red dot on your forehead. Red dot on my forehead. See, I just doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me what happens to me. He did comply, and that's the whole reason why I picked the topic today, fam, because he did comply. And really, to be honest with you, that's why I stay. You already know how I flow from TikTok. Look, man, if you watch that video footage from the time that pig on that hog told him to pull over, number one, his windows were tinted. Number two, he's in a McLaren. How you gonna tell me that he didn't have his seatbelt on? Number three, when the cop asked for the license and registration, that's the first thing he gave him. Here, man, here you go, man. Go and write my ticket so I can go. But then he let his window up. If you're really a doctor, then you can follow directions. Just greet everyone in the room in a civilized fashion. This is not an attack. It's a formatted live. If you cannot greet everyone in a civilized fashion, I'm not going to address you. But he gave the police officer his license and registration. And when the pig turned around to walk to his little bike, he let his window all the way up. And the pig got in his ego. Yeah. No, you're not gonna let the window up. Officer safety. Really? Rolling your window up? In a McLaren. That you can't even call it a back window, okay? You can't even call it a back window. Okay. Yeah, rolling up a tinted window. Put that cop in danger. And if you type something else to Dr. Armin PD, I'm going to go ahead and hide you from my channel because I don't have time for smooth brains. If you cannot greet, oh, well, that answers that question. Here's your prize. Thank you for being a moron today and playing like you're something that you're not, a doctor. Yeah, like I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, anybody can see that footage. Anybody can pull that footage up. Now ask yourself some common sense, kingdom sense questions. What do you think police were doing to the public before they had cameras? They got his on tape, right? They videotaped his shit. They videotaped what happened to him, right? They videotaped it. It's on tape. Try to hide it too. Well, it doesn't matter if you're illegal. I can't pronounce your name. I don't know if you're a troll account, but I appreciate it. You joining because you said hello. And you decided to share. If you have any questions about the topic, feel free. The comment section is right there for you to use because you greeted everybody in a civilized fashion. Doesn't matter if you want to troll. Doesn't matter if you want to ask a question or make a statement. That's the only requirement that, yeah, whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's what it is. And that's what they did. Because I came up before the police had cameras. And let me tell you something. Anybody that says that racism doesn't exist, after the 60s, wasn't no racism. I have a very intimate request for you. Because I'm trying to watch my language, I'm not going to say what that intimate request is for you. But I hope you don't enjoy it at all. Okay? People have this philosophy that, the way things are now, it's new. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. They call themselves the Goon Squad in Rankin County, Mississippi. Decided to go to someone's private, personal residence, kick in the door, and proceed to SA 2 grown men for dating what they said, quoting, white women And when the sentences first came down, there were slaps on the wrist. If the people would have bitched, complained, and moaned about it, they wouldn't have been resentenced. That's how you get justice. Ask yourself when these things happen. Ask yourself when these things happen. If I was in that situation and that happened to me, what would I want? What would justice look like? What would justice look like? I'm not talking about just us, or just ICE, but it is just ICE. Everybody got, everything is on the one. Whatever it is you're doing in life, everything is on the one. But people, they have a bad understanding, and they make bad choices. And people make bad choices because they don't have all the information involved. Just justice, period. And Cortez, I'm gonna say, just greet everybody in the room in civilized fashion, and I'll answer your questions. But that's how this live is formatted. I'm not attacking you or coming at you. It's just, in order to participate in the comment section for this live, read the channel description and come back, greet everybody in a civilized fashion according to your custom and your culture. Bare minimum 2 letters, H and I. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or address any concerns about my channel, the topic, or the content. But you heard what I just said, right? So just put hi in the comment section. I'll answer them questions. It's not hard. It's 2 letters, bro. H-I. Hello is not my culture, but I'll even accept that. And then I'll answer you. Okay, well, bye. Thanks for stopping by, though, Cortez. I hope you have a blessed day, man. Yeah, the whole Tyreek Hill thing is an example of what has been going on for generations before cameras. It was going on a lot more then than it is now. And that's why these cops are scared every time somebody pull out their phone and start taping them in the performance of their duties, which is a constitutionally protected action. You get to taping cops pulling somebody, hey, I need you to stand up. He want to give you directives. But if you're a police officer and you're watching this, like it, love it, blow it out your backside, you know what? We are not your dependents. The public pay your salary. You know what I'm saying? You are to serve the public, not yourself. And most cops are self-serving. They serve their egos. They get upset. They get called out on their lies. And they train them to lie. That's the whole thing. I think what we need to do is get rid of qualified immunity. These cops get some act right then. Get rid of qualified immunity. That's why they operate without impunity. Because they know whatever the hell they do, they're going to get off with a slap on the wrist, or they might not even be held accountable for it at all. So let's do that. Get rid of qualified immunity. Hold them to a higher standard. I'm the mad trucker. I have a commercial driver's license. They hold me to a higher standard than somebody that has a regular driver's license because I'm supposed to know better. When you get a commercial driver's license, you really have to know the rules of the road. Not only do you have to know the rules of the road, you have to know weight regulations. You have to know a lot more than somebody just gets in a regular automobile and goes down the road with a driver's license. So if I get in an accident in an 18-wheeler, they're going to hold me to a higher standard. They're going to ream me across the coals. Especially if that accident is my fault and I did something outside of the protocol of my profession. I don't have a pre-trip. I didn't do a pre-trip, right? And I get on the highway and I'm trucking, hammer down, and all of a sudden the steer tire blows. And then the U-joints separate from the front axle. Then I go careening off and hit some car on the shoulder and go off into the woods. Well, if I survive, they're going to take me to jail. If they don't see that pre-trip in my log, straight to jail. No question, straight to jail. What makes cops so special? I'll tell you what makes them so special. They provide the grease they put in the wheels of the machine that they put in the gears. Yeah. When they stop me, I just politely tell them, look, man, I'm in the sea. Can I swim by your ass? I gave you my license and registration, man. I'm not rolling my window all the way down. I don't need to hear you. You don't need to hear me, because I don't have nothing to say. I can hear you fine. And like I said, I'm not a lawyer. This ain't legal advice. But if the police stop you and they're in their ego, you see that motherfucker hot, do not escalate the situation. That's what Tyreek went wrong. He says, well, here's my license registration officer. I'm going to roll my window up for my safety. My vehicle's off. My hands going to stay at 10 and 2. Just come. I'm running late. Bring my ticket so I can go. But all that rah, because cops are humans too. You pull over somebody and the first thing they do start cussing you out. How would you feel? You see what I'm saying? How would you feel? Just roll up, pull you over. You know, I'm just saying. Do unto others as you had them do unto you. For this is the law and the prophets. Y'all really need to read the whole golden rule, because y'all don't even practice half of it. You all will co-sign and rubber stamp anybody that brutalizes folks that don't look like you. Justice ain't color specific. It's not color specific. It is, Boogeyman, and I'm gonna tell you like I told Cortez, man. It's just a format for the live. You would read my channel description. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it, share it, or none of that stuff. Just read my channel description. If there's something you're interested in, come back and just type hi, because what you said I agree with. You know. Now, if you'd like to have a conversation about it, we can. And I do appreciate you for joining, Boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but just type hi. Don't be a smooth brain like Cortez the Infinite. That's beyond his mental scope and capabilities. Greet everybody in a civilized, peaceful fashion, because they run around the internet looking for arguments, debates, and wars, and that's not what this live is for. We're just having conversations about topics that affect everybody, because it don't matter if Tyree was black or white. Whoever that was done to, what them cops did was wrong. And you can't see that, something wrong with you. You see justice in terms of shade, skin tone. And there's a name for people to do that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no attack. It's right. But see, that's half of the golden rule. It said, Christ said, do unto others. It said in the word, it said, do unto others you have them do unto you, for this is the law and the prophets. And you'd be surprised how many people are online right now making excuses for those police officers. You'd be surprised. I doubt you'd be surprised, but I'm saying that sarcastically. You'd be surprised how many people in law enforcement are supporting the actions of that officer on that day and what he did to Tyreek Hill. It doesn't surprise me, because that's what they've always been doing. That thin blue line, right? Got to take care of our own. Well, I thought the people were your own when you sworn to serve and protect. I thought honor and integrity, I thought those things meant something to police officers. You know, and to anybody that wants to ask me questions or make comments or statements, the only thing required for this live is to greet everybody according to your custom or culture in a civilized, peaceful manner, and then proceed to ask your question, make your statement, you know, troll, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't greet everybody in the room, and right now I'm looking at 12 people here, can't greet everybody, I'm not going to address it. And that's not me attacking anybody. I'm not coming at anybody. Let's just have a standard. Let's have some kind of standard. You know what I mean? Now, what it is greed. See, the thing is ego. You have to kill the ego. If you cannot kill your ego, if you think everything is about you and the way things are supposed to go the way you want them to go, and if it don't go that way, then everybody's wrong, and now you got to go unalive some people, there's something wrong with you. I mean, I'm not coming at anybody. It just surprises me that every time I do these lives, people want to come at me, but they don't make any sense. They'll type something in the comment section. And this is an example. Like Cortez, the person calls himself Cortez the Infinite. He didn't say hello. He didn't say hi. He didn't ask what this is about. Justice for what? No, I literally came in right when you said that. And I explained what I just explained. Look, man, it's just the format on the channel. Read the channel description. I'm not asking you to follow my channel. If you want to follow, I appreciate it, but it's not required. You want to sub? I appreciate it, but it's not required. You want to like the live? I appreciate it. I really do, but it's not required. I am about the mission statement on my channel. Let's come out of these well-dressed lies. Let's stop making excuses for bad behavior. Can we do that? Can we do that? Just stop making excuses for people that exercise bad behavior like those cops. They did what they did to Tyreek. Yeah, I'm not even going to put that out there. But yeah, that really, that whole Tyreek thing, it hits a lot closer to home with the mad trucker than y'all might think or know. Really, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm invested in that to a degree. I'm not even going to put it out there, but I'm just saying. Can we do that? Stop making excuses for bad. Why y'all want to make excuses for bad behavior? I don't understand this. These priests been molesting little boys ever since, man, they formed that thing. Look up the Magdalene Laundry over in Ireland, what they did to those girls over there. How they brutalized those girls over there. No, they weren't the same color as me, but I'm pissed off about it, just like I am about the ones they did over here. You understand? It's not color specific. Justice. Justice is this. And man, I praise the Most High that I found Neely Fuller's work, because the definition of a conversation and the definition of justice will forever be the same on this channel. A conversation, never mind your Merriam-Webster's, a conversation is truthful, honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. It's not an argument. It's not a debate. It's not a war. It's not a measuring contest. That's what a conversation is. It's not none of that. Arguments are synonymous with debates. Debates are synonymous with wars. And justice is the ones who need help the most get the most help. And nobody is mistreated for any reason. That's the definition of justice. I'm over half a century old. I've never seen justice on this planet. The ones who need the most help, they don't get the most help. And people are mistreated for no reason all the time. They mistreated Tyreek Hill on the side of the road for no reason. And it happens all the time. What do folks think was happening before we had these cameras, y'all? Why is it that people can't come together? You so religious, and you so Christian, or you so Jewish or Muslim, but you can't speak out against that type of stuff because that person don't pray like you, because that person don't look like you, because that person don't speak the same language you speak. So you just turn a blind eye and you're indifferent. That means that you're evil. I'm not evil. I can't be indifferent. We need to do better as a race, because ain't no separate races. It's only one. I'm a human being. But I wouldn't go into a court and say that, though. That's how deep it goes. I will never, ever go into a courtroom and lie, because they don't speak the same language. They speak legalese. If you go into a courtroom telling me you're a human being, basically what you're telling them is that you're a monster. And I ain't gonna go into no courtroom and tell folks that I'm black either, because black means the color of truth. It's a thing. Black in legalese is a thing. It's not a person. I'm not a thing. Even though they treated people that look like me as things in the United States of America. They did that. They still do that. Tyreek Hill is a perfect example of that. And yeah, racism is not color specific either. But one thing a racist person has to have is power to enforce their ego, their will, what they want people to do on others. If you don't have no power, you can't be racist. I don't care how many times you call me the N-word. I don't care how many times you call me boy. You ain't no racist. You ain't white. No matter how many times you say you white. I'm white and I'm proud to be white. I'm black. I'm proud to be black. Where all this pride coming from, man? Everybody want to be proud, right? They say this is a Christian nation. No, the hell it ain't. If everybody in this nation is proud, because pride came before the fall, didn't it? Let's keep it a hundred. Let's keep it a thousand. Let's keep it a bill. Okay? What you proud of? Something you didn't pick? Something you asked for? Something you have no control over? The shade of your skin. But skin is something that everything in this country they call the United States is based on. It's just based on. And the 13th Amendment opened up slavery for everybody, including Orrin. Oh, you want to talk about Israel? Well, since you greeted everybody, let's talk about it. You still haven't answered that question. And I remember the question from yesterday. So let's go ahead and let's see if you've learned anything. Okay, you said I was wrong when I said there is a difference between a Zionist and a Jew. You said that was wrong. How is that wrong? The only one that's hating is you. The hate is to ignore, and you're ignoring everything I'm saying. That's why I'm glad you came back, Orrin, because you provide evidence. And when I'm tired of playing with you, I'm going to dismiss you. So answer the question. That's what the live is for. Your brain smooth? Is your brain smooth? Is it smooth? Is it smooth? You're not going to answer that question because I know the answer to that question, Orrin. Yeah. And you can take your graven image off my comment section if you're not going to answer that question. How? Break it down. If a Zionist and a Jew are the same thing, there's no difference between the two. Break it down. I bet you won't do that. You don't want this smoke, Orrin. I'm not some dumb Negro. And I know who you are. And I know who you serve. If you were of Abraham, you would do the works of Abraham. And you ain't doing none of that. Not you or anybody else in that country they call Israel to support the active genocide that's going on in Gaza. Thou shalt not murder. Remember that? It doesn't say you can murder because Netanyahu got a bug up his ass. It doesn't say that. And I'm not your bro. So you can just go ahead and cut that off your little comment. I'm not your bro. You don't have any idea. You don't have any idea because you don't know me. And what you're doing is moronical. And I'd like to thank Orrin for providing more evidence today. He's a moron that supports genocide. Don't know the difference between a Zionist and a Jew. Yeah. They're not the same thing. You can be a Zionist and a Jew. Yeah. You can be a Jewish and Zionist. But yeah, there are some Jews that are not Zionists. So they're not the same thing. But obviously, Orrin's gray matter is smooth. No valleys or lumps, ridges or bumps. Smooth brain. Smooth brain. And I hope you're having a stress-free day too, Cap for life, man. And that's no cap. Even Orrin, even though he don't want me to have one, I hope he has one. Because unlike him, yeah, I follow the instructions laid out in that Torah. Yeah. Not the Talmud. It's a difference. Talmud came in the 5th century. That's 500 years after Christ. Just like the Roman Catholic Church did. Come on, no, he ain't gonna go because it's raining. Come on. I know. Come on, boy. You ain't gonna melt. What you gonna do? You gotta do something. Oh, good boy. I'm walking my dog, y'all. Yeah, that's the thing. I come at liars. commit lies. Like Oren, who's a liar. And he doesn't like it much. And that's okay. You're welcome to come back to the live anytime to expose your smooth-brained mentality in the comment section, avoiding simple questions because it's beyond your scope to have a conversation because you're triggered. You're triggered. Nobody mentioned anybody getting kidnapped or children or any of this other nonsense that you put in the comment section. I asked you a question. And this is the second day going. You still haven't answered that question. That you said I was wrong when you know that I'm not. I know it better than you, Oren. I guarantee you I do. Okay? I guarantee you I know yours better than you do. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sheshe'anu v'keyamanu lasmas haseh. And that's how I start my day. But that's not how you start your day. You start your day by encouraging, Israeli forces to drop bombs on children and commit genocide. Way to go, Oren. Your nonsensical and moronical statements hold no weight, sir. They hold weight to you and the smooth brains that subscribe to your mentality, sir. And you know that. You just run from that. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I know what you all said about Yeshu in your Talmud too. But we got kidnapped people. Answer my question, Oren. How is it wrong when I say that there is a difference between a Jewish person and a Zionist? You can be any religion and be a Zionist. Answer the question. Tell me how I'm wrong. You talking about kidnapped children and diverting to religion and all this other stuff is not going to take away from the fact that what you're doing is moronical because you're not going to answer that question. And you can't find no cap in there. And you're a Zionist. You're not Jewish. I'm all Jew, no ish. You can be Jewish all you want, okay? And nobody attacking that. But don't sit up there and clump every person who's Jewish in the same boat as a Zionist. Because that's not how it works, Oren. And you know that. What are you doing? We ain't finna do the mud thing. You gonna go back in the house. Come on. Come on. Come on, Nubis. Boy, come on here. Come on now. We're not gonna wipe your feet. But that's the thing, man. You don't know what you are, Oren. You think you're Jewish, but you're just a Zionist. Waving around Israeli flags. Here's a question for you since you're so Jewish. Where's the Star of David in your Talmud? I mean, not the Talmud. Where's your Star of David in the Torah? Where's that Star of David? Where can we find that Star of David, Oren? I'm gonna take it down a notch. Let's just have a conversation because I'm not gonna let you throw me off my square. Where is that in the Talmud? I mean, in your Torah, the Star of David. Where can we find that flag that I deleted out my comment section? Where can I find that? Book, chapter, and verse. You see, and there's a hush that's gonna fall over the crowd because you ain't gonna find it. Yeah, that Star of David is not in the Bible. It's not in the Torah. Neither is that flag. And like I mentioned yesterday, you can't find no cap in it. Because before that whole state of Israel was founded, it was given to those people by the United Nations, but it wasn't their land to give. And the reason why they changed the name from the United League of Nations to the United Nations is specifically based on them turning their backs on Ethiopia when Haile Selassie came and told them that Hitler was dropping mustard gas on his people. You can't get around the truth, Oren. You're going to have to make peace with it. And just like I had to make peace with a lot of truths in my life, Oren, you're going to have to make a whole lot of... No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you where in the Torah, book, chapter, and verse. I think I said it slow enough for you to understand. I know You've been buffing your gray matter for a long time. And I do empathize with your condition, Oren. But if you can stop buffing your brain long enough and answer the question. I didn't ask you what it was known as. I asked you, where can I find it in the scripture? And you're not going to provide that answer because there is no answer to that question because it's not in the scripture. Because if it was, you wouldn't be telling me what it's known as. You would be telling me book, chapter, and verse. Something you're not going to do because you can't do it. Unless you make it up as you go along. And that's what they did with your Talmud. They made that crap up as they went along. Just like the Roman Catholics with the white Jesus, Holy Toast, and Jesus juice. You want to be real about it. You want to talk about that? Oren, this is just for you, baby. I'm so glad you're here today. Hopefully you're going to learn something. You're going to learn today. Yeah, you're going to learn today. That's right. It does not. Now, Exodus chapter 20, Oren, since you want to know what I know about your religion, Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 through 6. Exodus chapter 20. What does it say? Verse 1 through 6. What does it say? What does it say, Oren? I didn't ask. I know what it's used for. You skirting around the question. You're trying to alley-oop, but it ain't gonna work. Stop diverting. Answer the question. You're not asking questions. You're diverting with your statements. Exodus chapter 20. I'm waiting, Oren. Start at verse 3. Pay close attention to verse 4. Isn't that what you just described? And dreadful slaves, you can have the day you deserve, because dumb is trolling me in my comment section, and you need a hobby. Fact of business, I'm gonna give you a prize, okay? I'm gonna give you a prize. I'm gonna let everybody see this nonsense, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you go ahead and expose your smooth brain mentality in the comment section, okay? Because that's all you can do is throw insults. And I'm waiting for Oren to do the same thing, because I know that's what it's going to end up, unless he starts to develop some wrinkles. Exodus chapter 20. The question is, the last statement that you typed in my comment section is telling me about the use of the Star of David, its use as a Jewish symbol, developed later in Jewish history. All of that aside, okay? Number one, there's nothing new under the sun. Number two, Exodus chapter 20, verses 2 through 3. What does it say about your star of David? It's not mine, it's yours. That's the question. What does Exodus 20 in your Torah tell you about that flag that you posting all in my comment section being rude with? What does it say about that graven image? Now, you want to tell me how you Jewish again? You want to tell me how you proud to be Jewish again? Yeah, ish, sort of like. Yeah, because you don't take it serious. You don't take it serious. If you did, you would do the works of Abraham. Like I'm gonna keep going back to what Christ said. If you were of Abraham, you would do the works of Abraham. Right? So let's do his works, because it ain't too late for you, Oren. It's not too late. Exodus chapter 20. Yes, it does, because the star is a graven image. I tell you what, since you're smooth brain and you want to play that game, you want to lie on the scripture, you want to lie on your Torah, you want to lie on the Torah, right? I got one right here. Let's see what Exodus chapter 20 says about your Star of David, because it says specifically something about your Star of David, okay? And then you can be mad at your Torah, okay, Oren? After I give you this, be mad at your Torah. Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 and 4. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 reads as thus: Thou shalt have no other Elohim before me, no other gods before me. It says, you shall not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, earth below, or the waters beneath earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself down to them, nor serve them, for the Lord thy Elohim is a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Thank you for letting me know you hate your creator, Orrin. You can stop, though. You can stop, though. That's the good news. You can stop. It's obvious you don't. But I really pray to the Most High that you do. You should stop. You really should stop. That star is a graven image. And like you said, it's not in the Torah. Now, you can soft shoe around your well-dressed lie all you want. That's fact. It's not going to change. I could drop dead right now. That's not going to change. It's not going to change, Orrin. It's not going to change. Maybe you should take your religion more seriously. Maybe that's the problem, Orrin. Maybe you should stop making excuses for bad behavior. Because the lie was about Tyreek Hill. You want to talk about your religion? Okay. You've exposed yourself. And I appreciate that. I really do. And I'm going to pray for you, Orrin. I really am. And this ain't about me being right and you being wrong. And I do pray to the Most High that you see that, Orrin. It ain't about me. In fact, the business, it ain't even about you, Orrin. It's about something bigger than both of us now, ain't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? You can say whatever you want. You greeted everybody, Orrin. You greeted everybody in a civilized fashion. You can type whatever you want to type in the comment section. I'm reading your comments. Anybody that tunes into my live, they know when I got these on my face, I'm showing up reading them. So Exodus chapter 20 does mention the Star of David and how you're not supposed to have one on that flag nowhere on you. It is a graven image. Don't stars dwell in the heavens above, just like Exodus 20 say? It says, thou shalt not make unto thyself any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. Don't the stars live in the shame, Orrin? Aren't the stars in the heavens? So what you telling me, the Most High don't mean what he saying, say what he mean? The Most High is an Elohim of confusion. I'm not attacking you. I'm reading what you type. You can type anything you want to type in the comment section. Because you greet everybody in a civilized fashion. In the end, you think that because you've read a bit about the Torah, you're wise. I didn't say that. That's what you do, Orrin. You divert to talk about me. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about you. We're talking about what's written in your Torah. We're talking about what a Zionist is, what a Jewish person is, and how they're different and they're not the same. And you came into my live and told me they're the same thing and they're not. What you want me to do, Orrin? You want me to do all the work for you? You want me to get a dictionary? Look up the word Zionist, look up the word Jewish, and show you that they're different? Are you that brain dead and brainwashed to think that they're the same thing? That's what you said yesterday, Orrin. Come out of that well-dressed lie. Everybody that claims to be a Jew is not a Zionist. And everybody that claims to be a Zionist is not a Jew. Joe Biden said it. He said, I'm a Zionist in a press conference. He's not Jewish. He's Roman Catholic. So how can you say that they're the same? May the Most High bless you and keep you, Orrin. May the Most High's countenance be gracious upon you, Orrin. May the Most High smile upon you, Orrin. And give you shalom. Okay. I'm at 1 minute and 19 seconds. I don't have no more time for this rigmarole that you're doing in the comment section. Research it for yourself. But I love you enough. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the truth and a lie. Come out of the lie, man. That's all I'm saying. Do what you, if that's what floats your boat, then cool. Do what you do. But you know better, man. Don't try to ram it down nobody else's throat. I'm not trying to sell nothing to nobody. But you come here trying to sell me this thing, design it. Okay, well, I'm just saying, man. This ain't no lip service. I love you enough to tell you these things, man. Despite what the rabbi told you, despite what mama told you, daddy told you, despite what you might have read, despite all of that, man, I did not write the Torah, bruh. This, if you hold on to your faith like I hold on to mine, you know that this Torah was written by the hand of the Almighty, bruh. That's what he says. And if it make you feel any better, the American flag is the same thing. The Columbia, any flag with a symbol on it is the same thing. They are all graven images. You can't soft shoe around these. These are truths. These are truths. They are graven images. It says, thou shalt not bow thyself down to them nor serve them. I don't say the pledge to no American flag. I don't stand for no national anthem. I don't do those things. I don't, for that reason. So you want to get personal? Personally, the Mad Trucker don't do that. And the Mad Trucker's a veteran. Yeah. Fought for them stars and bars. Then caught shrapnel some and PTSD and some more things that you would not understand. You understand? You wouldn't understand. And I don't stand for the flag because I know that it is a graven image. No, you don't make me mad, Oren. 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 That's why I named my channel The Mad Trucker. Because it's not you. It's not you. It's the flawed mindset of people that swear that they're better than everybody else and they're doing something right when they really doing something wicked and they doing something that's evil. I'm not going to sign off on dropping bombs on nobody. You know what? If there was a coalition of people to get together and say, oh, we're going to kill all the white people, man, y'all miss me with that. I'm not going. You want me to go unalive people just because of the color of their skin? Or because because they say Allah instead of Elohim? Now you want me to, because they're the enemy, kill them. No, thank you. I've been to that dance. I've been to that rodeo, okay? I've been to that, man. I've been to that dance, man. In the past, if you watch it, forgive me, but there was some bullshit, man. You know whose freedom I fought for? This guy's. Because this guy is the only person that can fight for this guy's freedom. You can't fight for my freedom. I can't fight for your freedom. We fought defending corporate interests. Oil, land, resources. That's what it was about. And dreadful slaves, thank you for providing that evidence, man. So that's dumb. And I did get a new hobby because I ETS'd October 2000. Which Israel are you talking about? I'm being honest. I'm not being a smart ass, Oren. Which Israel are you talking about? There's a difference between Israel and Yahashara. There's a difference. Support Israel. Which one you talking about? If you're talking about that country run by Netanyahu, hell no. Because I don't support genocide. And Exodus 20, that's what that is on my wall. Just in case you wanted to know. It says, thou shalt not murder. Doesn't say you can murder somebody because they murdered you. Doesn't in the book of Isaiah, doesn't it say you're not supposed to reward evil with good and good with evil? So you see, you know, there's no way you can, live how you want to live, man. Live how you want to live. Believe what you want to believe. But all I'm telling you is, what you believe in is a half of a truth. It's piece of a truth, man. It's not the whole story. Until the lion, and I'm coming up on an hour and a half, I'm finna get off of here. Until the lion tells his tale, the story of the hunt will always favor the hunter. I just want you to think about that for a minute, Arn. And thank you, Pat, for joining us, joining the live. I did this early morning live. I'm gonna come back on at 2. And if people have interest, we'll go ahead and continue. But today's topic was Tyreek Hill. Forgive me for not catching you earlier, Pat. I appreciate you joining. I'm not trying to sell you nothing, Oren. I'm not trying to sell you nothing, man. I'm just trying to put some truth out there, man. No, it's cool, bro, because I usually go on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I decided to do a live early today because I've been late most of these days. I'll be 20, sometimes I'm 15, 20 minutes late because I got a lot of stuff going on. If it happened to me, it did happen to me, Oren. It did. It did. It did. You want to know how it happened to me? Let me tell you something. I have relatives in Alabama that were lynched. My family. Strung up from trees like strange fruit before I was born. Yeah. My grandparents and stuff made sure to tell me, how did it come? Yes, sir, no, sir. Yeah. That's kidnapped, right? Yeah, measure for measure. But it says you're not supposed to reward evil, or you're not supposed to reward evil with good or good with evil. It says thou shalt not murder. Now here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, Art. When you finish saying what you're saying, you on this live typing just like I'm on this live typing. And I just shared something with you. I have members in my family who were lynched in America just for being in this skin. And that's what you're doing, and that's what Israel's doing over there right now. That's what they're doing right now. So no, it didn't happen to me. It happened to see, you're talking about all these kidnappings and stuff. You weren't kidnapped. You weren't murdered. Were you, Oren? It says, ye shall know the truth in that Torah too, doesn't it? And the truth shall set you what? Free. The truth sets you free. You know, the Israeli government got caught fabricating a whole lot of lies. And if you're in Israel, yeah, it's never going to make your news. But there's a whole bunch of lies. Yeah. Concerning what happened with that kidnapping and murder and stuff. Yeah. Just like 9/11, tell us never forget. Yeah, it was the United States government that did that. Not no Osama bin Laden in no cave somewhere. If you tell a lie big enough, long enough, everybody gonna swear it's the truth. Just because everybody's swearing it's the truth don't mean it's the truth. If the evidence proves the contrary. Yeah, it is wrongdoers, and that's what they're doing. They're doing wrong. So it's so it's just the mental process I'm trying to get with you on. Now I really do appreciate you because it's giving me some insight on how people like you think. Let me ask you a question. So it's cool to kill. Yeah, that's out your Talmud. That eye for an eye. Mm-hmm. Is that justice? Is that justice? You all say, oh, in 1944, they established the state of Israel, right? Gave you someplace because in Germany, they were unaliving y'all, right? Right? Now, here it is, all these decades later, right? Y'all doing to other people what they were doing to you. And you trying to justify that with the Torah. But I'm gonna tell you what, that Torah ain't never lied, but people lie on that Torah to push their agenda, you know. And it is a legal sense. It is a legal system. But see, you out for blood, you out for vengeance. So it's wrong to kill Israeli children, but it's cool to kill Palestinian children. They lives don't hold no weight, right? And don't give me this nonsense about how they looking for Hamas, because I know what kind of ordinance they got. Like I said, I'm a veteran. If they were looking for a guy with an IED in a hospital, they didn't have to bomb the whole hospital to find it. They didn't. Because they did. They kept dropping bombs. Yeah. All them bombs Israel dropping got USA on it. All of them. We got the receipt. But it'll be a cold day in hell before you get me or anybody else who really serves the Most High to believe that what's going on over there is justified and it's righteous according to the scripture, because it's not. And that's the reason why all this stuff is coming to a head. That's the reason why things in the world are getting worse and they're not getting better. Because the Most High gave us a choice. Serve him or not. He didn't give the angels that choice. Did he? Or and what's happening in Israel is do as thou wilt. And that's Luciferian. It's Zionistic. If them kids don't look like this, they have to be wiped off the planet. Ain't that what that old funny little mustache dude was doing to them folks before 1944? And here you are trying to justify it with the Torah. So what you're saying is what they did in Germany with those ovens and whatnot. Yeah, that's righteous according to the Torah as well. By your logic, Oren. I'm just saying by your train of logic in this comment section, what you basically telling me is what Adolf, little funny mustache dude in Germany, what he was doing, that was a righteous act. Unaliving people. And here's something else too. You know, it wasn't the Germans. I mean, it wasn't the Jewish people in Germany that were marking themselves with those stars of David. It was the Germans. They would write it in paint on their doors. They would make them wear little pins and stuff with it on there. I tell you what, PJ, if you go to my channel description and read it, if it's something you're interested in, come back, greet everybody in the room in a civilized, peaceful manner, and I'll answer your question. No, don't tell me what to do, Oren. Matter of fact, I love to come to Israel. Matter of fact, you know, never mind Israel, I'm going to Africa. You know, Israel is in Africa, right? And I got one more question for you, Oren, before you go, if you're about to leave. And like I said, I do appreciate you attending the live and contributing to the conversation. Whether you agree or disagree, is okay, man. That's no cap. I appreciate you, Oren. I really do. Agree or disagree. Yeah. That's no cap. But no, don't tell me where I'm gonna live. You know. The fullness thereof, right? The world, the fullness thereof, right? I'm just saying. But I do appreciate you coming. Yeah, Africa. Africa is a continent. And America is a continent. They're not countries. And Middle East is a misnomer. Middle of what? Nobody talk about the Middle North, Middle West, Middle South. Where's the Middle South? Where's that Middle South? Well, they call that area the Middle East, don't they? But it ain't middle of nothing. It's in Africa. It's about maps.
No, Pop.
Take him outside if you're going to go. Well, you got to get the mop, son. You got to get the mop. Come on, Nubis. Come on, boy. You're going to stay out here. I'm about to sign off anyway. He said, I should know that you might not be aware, but most Ethiopian citizens live here in peace and freedom. No, they don't. I do know about the Ethiopians that came back to Israel. And I also know about that sterilization program y'all put them Ethiopians through. without their knowledge or consent. I know about that too, Oren. I also know that in Israel, it's illegal for you to get a DNA test. I know that too, Oren. You can't get no DNA test in Israel, can you? And freedom what? Freedom to do what? So they say they freed the slaves. They never freed the slaves. Freedom for what? Freedom to be poor, freedom to be homeless, freedom to not have anything, freedom to be abused and rounded up for the system. That kind of freedom? I'm just saying. And you know it just like I do. Sterilization program for those Ethiopians returning to Israel. They were speaking that same paleo that y'all was speaking. I don't understand that question. Do you know what Operation Solomon is? What do you mean by operation? What do you mean by operation, Oren? Now, I'm man enough to admit if I don't know something. I'm going to tell you I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what operation. That's what they called it. Yeah. But you do know about that sterilization program, right? They were sterilizing the women. Yeah. Netanyahu did that. Yeah, Netanyahu, that's what he did. He sterilized those women without their consent or knowledge. So like they did Fannie Lou Hamer here in America. They did her the same way. She can't have no kids. Because they sterilized her without her consent. Her skin was too dark for them. It's that Zionist eugenic nonsense that I was talking about. And Netanyahu's a Zionist. And if you don't change, if you don't repent, he's going to bust hell wide open. And that's not no judgment, but that's just what the scriptures say. According to the scripture, that's what's going to happen to him if you don't repent. And if you read your Torah, read your Bible, it'll bless you. It doesn't say you can murder somebody because they got something you want. It says thou shalt not murder. What part of that don't you understand or comprehend? Them Palestinians, okay, because a few Palestinians did something. That means all the Palestinians got to be wiped out. Because a few Israelis did something. That means all Israel got to be wiped out. That makes sense to you? And you talk about this whole Ethiopian Jew thing like it was a good thing when they don't even look at them people like human beings over there. I know what they're doing to the people over there. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb to say that I have I got some prior knowledge to all of that. Okay, that hits deep too. Yeah. On a personal level too. That whole thing right there that, you know, Ethiopians going to Israel. David, if you would just kindly, I'm not putting you out to live, but there's a format, and me and Oren are having a dialogue. If you'd like to participate in the dialogue, the only thing that's required is that you read my channel description. And if it's something you're interested in, the first thing you have to type is a peaceful greeting to everybody in the room. That can be shalom, hi, hello, salam alaikum, namaste, something like that. And then you can ask your question. Then I'll be more than happy to address them. But Oren, he knows the business. This is the second day. Because we don't have to agree with one another to greet each other in peace and leave in peace. You know, if it's not for you, I mean, it's cool, but that's what the live is for. He did anything? Well, wait, he gonna do something. Wait for him, son. He gonna do something. He messing with them leaves. But I do appreciate you, David, for joining today. And I appreciate you, Oren. I appreciate everybody for joining, you know. Well, that's cool. According to your custom and culture, that's fine. And peace and shalom unto you as well. If Netanyahu was so wrong in his thoughts, why did people stand and applaud more than ever during his speech in Congress? Because the people in Congress are going along with his agenda. Who you think gave him the money for the bombs? The United States supports Israel with ordnance. You know what a warthog, a 50 cal on a warthog, you know what that stuff will do? Scorched earth. That's why they applauded. You know, it's a big party Oren, and one day you gonna realize if you're not in high government, you ain't invited. You just food for the system. You gotta go along to get along. And God forbid if you speak any truth, they're gonna cut you off. They're gonna cut you up. You know. At the end of the day, I'm likes. I ain't here for follows. I'm not here to sell you nothing. It's just, how are you looking at this through the lens of somebody that you following? Doesn't it say that the Most High honors no person? I lost the signal. Forgive me. Hey, I tell you what, Oren, you leave my child out of this because my child is not in the live. For all purposes, intentions, and clarification, you know, anybody come at my son, I'll cut the head off, kick it down the road, and talk to it, and wait for the police to come. So let's leave him out of this dialogue, okay? Because you keep wanting to get personal. At the end of the day, you're diverting because you know what I said is the truth. The Most High honors no persons. You honor Netanyahu. Congress honors Netanyahu. I do not honor him. He's a piece of trash, in my opinion. That ain't even my opinion. That's a fact. Because anybody doesn't have any qualms about dropping bombs on children just because they don't look like them, it's a piece of trash. Need to be flushed down the toilet. That's what needs to happen to them. They're hypocritical in their religious faith. Hypocrites. That's what Netanyahu is. He's a hypocrite. A Zionist is a hypocrite. You think that you're going to get into some glorious kingdom of heaven because of your skin. Let's not even get into dominant and recessive traits. You don't want to talk about that. You can take that back to 1944 and read what the country of Egypt said about that state of Israel and why they didn't sign off on it. Read it. Read it for yourself. Research it for yourself. You know what they said? Yeah, they said, yeah, you all left and you were black. You all came back and you were white. That's why they didn't sign off on that. Egypt didn't sign off on it. Yeah, but see, that's my child. You want to get personal with me, that's one thing. Don't bring my child into this. He don't have nothing to do with this conversation. You the one bringing children into it. You were bringing children into it yesterday. But you're not going to bring my child into it. And see, that's what you're going to do. You're going to divert to try to get a rise out of me. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. Well, you're not enlightening anybody, Oren. Truth be told. And your children are not in captivity with Hamas. And then didn't Netanyahu give Hamas the money to get started? See, your logic is fuzzy. Cloudy at best. Your logic, take him in, son. Your logic is fuzzy. Cloudy at best. It really is. How do you equate those two things? Oren, I'm just asking. How do you equate those two things? And where do you get this nonsense that your children are, you know, what's up, son? I'm on live. I'm finna get off in a minute. We would go to the park. It's raining today. We'll have to find something to do. Want to play dominoes, though?
I'm thinking about doing something else.
Like what?
I'm thinking.
Well, go think about it. Your child was kidnapped by Hamas. That's what you're saying. If your child was kidnapped by Hamas, take it up with Hamas. Don't take it up with me. Because the mad trucker don't kidnap children. The mad trucker don't have respect for kidnappers, whether they're Israeli or Hamas. Now that you know where I stand on that, I hope you have a clear understanding on it. And you're not telling me what I don't know. You're just glorifying world leaders right now at this point. You're hoisting Netanyahu up on a pedestal like he's God. He might be your God, but he's not mine. In fact, I don't even worship God because that word is too small for the Most High. And you got a Torah, you know that. And ain't nobody laughing at your child. Who's laughing? I said your logic is fuzzy, cloudy at best. Because at the end of the day, you started it with Israel, didn't you? You made Israel the topic, not Hamas. And Israel funded Hamas. So it goes back to Israel, don't it? So yeah, we're talking about Hamas. When we talk about Israel, we're talking about Hamas too. Because whatever. That's true, is it not, Oren? Is it not true that Israel funded Hamas? Is that not a true statement? Because you said that I'm knowledgeable about the topic, but the truth is that I'm not. Okay, so I don't know if that's the truth. Now, see, this is what's called gaslighting. You're insulting my intelligence because I know for a fact that Israel funded Hamas. It wouldn't be Hamas if Israel didn't make them. They funded them. So what are you talking about? Are you knowledgeable about the topic? Because the conversation is an exchange, questions and answers using logic, remember? To come up with solutions to problems. And nothing that you type in is a solution to that problem. And you saying your child was kidnapped by Hamas. I really would like to see some receipts on that because I've looked at your channel and I ain't seen nothing like that on there. And I told you, lies don't get no respect, right, Oren? So you're telling me that your child right now is in the hands of Hamas, got kidnapped. And if that be the case, I already told you where I stand on that. Matt Trucker don't respect kidnappers, whether they Israeli or Hamas. So why are you diverting? It's just a respectful question. I didn't say I'm talking about Hamas right now. Hamas was funded by Israel. Yeah. Hamas was funded by Israel. I talked about Hamas. So if you really want to talk about Hamas, you have to look at Israel because they funded it. And it's no different than what America does. That's why America supports Israel. Yeah. America supports Israel because they do the same shit. You know, back Reagan, they loved some Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the worst thing that happened to this country. Ronald Reagan in the United States funded the Mujahideen. You're probably too young to remember this. Just look it up. The Mujahideen, Ronald Reagan called the freedom fighters of the Middle East and gave them ordnance. You know what the Mujahideen became after that coup and whatnot? Yeah, it became terrorist organization. It became Taliban, Al Qaeda. You want to know? Yeah, that's what that is. You said I don't want to talk about Hamas. Let's talk about it because it's the same thing. America funded the terrorism. America funded the terrorism and they the terrorists. Just like Israel. Israel is terrorizing the Gaza Strip right now. They are terrorists by definition. You can't skirt past that fact. You trying to sprinkle some Passover. You trying to put some Torah spin on it is not going to change that truth. That's the truth. So it's all a matter of you just coming to grips with it. If you support Israel, you support terrorism. Because people over there ain't got no weapons or guns to fight back other than a stick or a rock. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't want to talk about Hamas. That's about what do you want to say? Is there any cap in what I'm saying about Hamas? Is that your problem, Oren? If it is, let me know what it is. Respectfully, let me know what your issue is and what I'm saying about Hamas. If it wasn't for Israel, it wouldn't be no Hamas. Eye for an eye. Okay, that's the way you live. Now think about it like this: a person only has two eyes, don't they? How many people were unalived? 17. Now, compare that to how many people is Israel unalive, and tell me that eye for an eye applies in that case. Y'all leveled the Gaza Strip. They have not dropped one bomb on Israel. Have they? Do they have that ordinance? See, you forget. I remember, Oren. I remember. Thou shalt not make unto thyself any graven image or any likeness of anything that's in heaven above, earth below, or water under the earth. I remember. You don't, Oren. I remember thou shalt not murder. I remember. You're forgetting. And I'm trying to bring it back to your remembrance, man. Respectfully. And the thing is, watch my video about politics, man. Yeah, we can continue tomorrow because we're going on 2 hours. But I'm gonna say this: I have a video on politics, Oren. I really want you to look at. This ain't no cap. You don't have to like it or none of the other stuff. It's a video with the wall decor, and I have some type. It's a soundbite of Malcolm X, and there are some words. Just listen to what Malcolm is saying, and pause the video and read what I type. It's like you want me to choose Israel or Hamas. Well, I don't have to choose either. I don't have to choose either. Oh, you about murdering folk because they don't look like you? Miss me with that. That's where the man trucker is. You want to unalive some people because they don't pray like you? Miss me with that. Because the scripture is my standard. I can't vibe with that, man. And I'm a veteran, man. Let me tell you something. When people get unalive, it ain't like on your video game. You see somebody skull explode? It's not like on the video games. It's not like in your movies and stuff. It don't happen like that. And it's not something you can't, it's something that you can never unsee. It's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. But I've been through. And I'm just saying, bro. Forgive me. Like I said, bro. But the thing is, like I said, if you want to come back at 2 o'clock, that's fine. But I highly encourage you. You don't have to. But if you do, you'll see that it is true. What Malcolm said and what I typed. Because what you're talking about when you mention Hamas and Israel is politics. And the video gives you a good definition, a working definition of what politics is. So on that note, Oren, thank you for joining. May the Most High bless and keep you, as well as everybody else who's attending the live today. If I went off topic a little bit, that's okay. I'll be back on that too to address anybody that has any concerns about my video content. Shalom.